delta family, since delta plus plus is given, it indicates it has a charge plus 2. Whenever delta plus plus you find in an interaction, you have to take its charge as plus 2 and it's antiparticle. For delta plus plus, charge is plus 2. For its antiparticle, delta plus plus bar, charge is minus. Is it clear now? If you have any doubt, you can unmute your mic and ask.
In the baryons, sir, sigma minus is there, no? So -1 charge.
Where? Which one?
Spin half.
Spin half, baryon, sigma minus. Yeah, -1.
-1. So sigma minus bar is?
+1.
+1. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Anything else? If minus is there, you have to take -1. If sigma minus bar is there, then it indicates it is antiparticle, so you have to reverse the sign. That is the simple idea. And I hope you are familiar with lepton number and baryon number. Or should I repeat? Anybody having doubt in lepton number and baryon number? How to find a lepton number and baryon number? If you have any doubt, please ask now itself. Okay, so I found no doubt. So shall I proceed with isospin? So isospin exists only for hadrons. What are hadrons? Mesons and baryons. So only mesons and baryons are having isospin, and leptons are not having isospin. So I will tell you how to calculate isospin now. I hope you are familiar with the particles and its family. Did you go through all these things yesterday? If you have studied well, then this isospin topic will be very, very easy. So I will tell you how to calculate. Multiplicity m is equal to 2i plus 1. This I is isospin. M is multiplicity. What is mean by multiplicity? This multiplicity will tell you number of family members in a group. Like if we consider sigma plus family, how many members are there in the sigma plus family? 3 members are there. So that 3 indicates multiplicity. I can write number of members in a family. So m is multiplicity. Multiplicity in the sense number of members in a family. That's why I asked you to write in this format. So if we consider sigma plus family, multiplicity is 3. If we consider delta family, multiplicity is 4. Cascade family, multiplicity is 2. Omega, multiplicity is 1. Okay. Now I will tell you how to calculate multiplicity for a proton and neutron. Of course, in proton and neutron family, multiplicity is 2. Using that, how to find isospin. Multiplicity is 2 equal to 2i plus 1. Here plus 1 is there. If it goes here, it will become minus 1. 2i minus 1, sorry, 2 minus 1 equal to 2i. You can write 1 equal to 2i and I equal to 1 by 2. So isospin of proton and neutron. Isospin of proton and neutron is half. This is the formula to calculate isospin. Multiplicity is equal to 2i plus 1. This multiplicity will tell you the number of members in a family. Family in the sense like this group, sigma plus, cascade or delta, like that. So if 2 members are there in a family, then isospin will be 1 by 2. Wherever 2 elements are there, isospin is 1 by 2. So in cascade family, if you find, you will get 1 by 2. Now I will find isospin for a 3 members group. Again, m equal to 2i plus 1. Here 3 members, so multiplicity is 3 equal to 2i plus 1 and 2 equal to 2i, I equal to 1. This isospin is same for all the members in a family. If I calculate for sigma family, I am getting I equal to 1, isospin equal to 1. This isospin value is same for all the members, whether it is sigma plus, sigma naught, sigma minus, all the 3 elements will get same isospin value. So if a family contains 2 members, its isospin value is 1 by 2. If it contains 3 members, its isospin value is 1. Now I am asking you to find the isospin value of 4 group element. Since the delta family has 4 members in its family, then what will be the isospin for this 4 members family? Okay. So if anyone asks you what is the isospin of delta naught, what will you say? Isospin of delta naught. Okay. So now I will tell you the particle. You have to tell me the isospin. What is the isospin of omega minus? Just type omega and give its isospin. Remember how many members are in a family, that is known as multiplicity. Put that value and tell me what is the answer. Okay. What is the isospin of K naught bar? Isospin of K naught bar. No, actually, when you calculate this K family, I have put a bar slash here, slash or a bar here. It indicates K plus and K naught is a family, and K minus K naught bar is another family. You have to take it as 2 different families. K plus and K naught is a family, and K minus K naught bar is a family. It's not a 4-member family. So correct it and tell me 1/2. Okay. What is the isospin of electron? What is the isospin of electron? You have to type that E and tell me the answer. No, it doesn't mean can't find. It has no isospin. It means 0. Isospin of electron is 0. Okay. So I hope you are familiar with this isospin. Anybody having doubt in this isospin? Okay, I'll ask you one more question. What is the isospin of antiproton? We have find the isospin for proton. What is the isospin for antiproton? Isospin for antiproton is the same as proton. Since we are dealing with only the multiplicity, right? Multiplicity is the number of elements or number of members in a family. If we consider antiproton, and there will be one more element called antineutron in its family. So multiplicity is same. It won't change, right? It won't become -2. So isospin will not change for antiparticles. Keep that in mind. Isospin will not change. You should not put negative values. So if isospin is clear, then I'll move on to a third component of isospin, I3. In your notebook, please write like this. I'll give you a short note. If number of members, this hash indicates number of members. Number of members is 1, then I equal to 0. Number of members 2, I equal to 1/2. Number of members is 3, then I equal to 1. If number of members is 4, I equal to 3/2. Beyond 4, there is no family. So write like this. This will help you a lot. I will discuss the theory part later on. The difference between spin and isospin, I will take the theory part later on. Now my intention is to introduce all the conservation laws and do some problems. So if I take theory part, I will not able to complete the thing. So I'll discuss this theory part later on. Meaning of everything. So let's find out isospin, third component of isospin. How to find this third component of isospin? Q minus Q bar. This Q bar, it indicates average charge of the group. And so how to find third component of isospin? I3 is equal to Q minus Q bar. That Q is the charge of the particle and Q bar is the average charge of the family. I hope you know what is meant by average charge. I will tell you how to calculate average charge. Let's consider this delta family. Let's find out total charge. What is the charge of delta plus plus? Okay, I will write that. I'm considering delta family, delta plus plus, delta plus, delta naught, delta minus. So this is the family members in delta family. I'm going to find the average charge. How to find average charge? We need to add the charge of every family member and divided by the total number of members in a family. Like if anyone asks you what is your average mark, you will add all the marks, all the subject marks divided by the number of subject, right? In the same way we are doing. So Q1, it is the charge of first particle, that is plus 2. Q2, charge of second particle, plus 1. Third particle, 0. Fourth particle, minus 1. And divided by, sorry, we are not, okay, in this case we can take it as 4. Since it has 4 members, so I'm dividing it. I will get 2 by 4, 1 by 2. Okay. So average charge of this delta family is plus 1 by 2. Then how to find third component of isospin for delta plus plus particle alone? I3 is equal to Q minus Q bar. Just look here, what is the charge of this delta plus plus, that is Q. Here charge is plus 2 minus average charge of the group. Average charge just now we have calculated, that is 1 by 2. So we will get plus 3 by 2. In the same way, if I calculate for delta plus, I3 equal to again Q minus Q bar. Here Q is the charge of delta plus. Charge of delta plus is plus 1 minus average charge. Average charge is 1 by 2. So I will get plus 1 by 2. Okay. Similarly, delta naught. Again, I3 equal to Q minus Q bar. Q is the charge of the particle, here 0 minus 1 by 2. I will get minus 1 by 2. And delta minus, I3 equal to Q minus Q bar. Here charge is -1, here -1/2, so -3/2. If anyone asks you what is the charge of delta plus plus, you have to find like this. I will tell you a shortcut within a minute, but this is the procedure to find out isospin values. Okay, so I will ask you to calculate isospin values for sigma family. Sigma plus, sigma naught, sigma minus. What are the I3 values? Take your time and give me the right answer. Follow this order: sigma plus, sigma naught, sigma minus. If anyone is having doubt, you can ask me. I will explain one more time. This is the formula. I3 equal to Q minus Q bar is the formula to find third component of isospin. This Q is the charge of the particle, Q bar is the average charge of the family. So this is why I told you yesterday, you must be familiar with the family and the members. Okay, I got one answer. What about others? Okay, I think everybody got the answer. Good. Similarly, find out isospin value for protons and neutrons. Third component of isospin for proton and neutron. So what you have found? +1, 0, -1. I asked you to find proton and neutron. I want two answers, one for proton, another one for neutron. Okay, I think some of you have not got the right answer, so I'll explain. Proton and neutron. What is the charge of proton? +1. What is the charge of neutron? 0. And how to calculate average charge? 1 plus 0/2. Average charge is 1/2. So I ask you to find I3 for proton. Right, proton is equal to Q minus Q bar. Charge of proton +1 minus Q bar. We have find Q bar as 1/2. So I will get +1/2 for proton. If I calculate for neutron, I will get I3 equal to Q minus Q bar, which is equal to 0 minus 1/2 minus 1/2. Is it clear now?
I guess Akash is having a doubt. Akash, you can unmute and ask the doubt now.
வந்து நீங்க சொன்னீங்க ப்ரோட்டான்ஸ் இருக்கு.
Hello, your audio is not clear.
Your voice is breaking, Akash. Kindly check that.
Otherwise, put it in the chat box. Ask your question in the chat box.
Okay, now okay.
See, first thing we need to find average charge. In proton family, we have proton and neutron. Charge of proton is +1. Charge of neutron is 0. So I have to add the charges and divided by, I have to divide with the number of members in the family. This is how we need to find average charge. So 1 plus 0 divided by 2, that is equal to 1 by 2. And I am using the formula calculating. I think you made a mistake while calculating average charge. Some of you had made mistake in calculating average charge for this proton family, proton and neutron family. Okay, I'll give you one more question. Find the isospin value for, you have to be careful in this. Find the isospin value for this K minus and K naught bar family. I repeat, find the third component of isospin for K minus and K naught bar. I3 value for K minus and K naught bar. Just first calculate average charge and then use the formula. I repeat that K minus and K naught bar is a family, that is not 4 members, that is just a 2 members. K minus and K naught bar. Please check your answers. I'm getting too many wrong answers. Just follow the procedure. First find out the average charge, then substitute one by one. Only 2 members are there in that family. Okay, I will do that. I said K minus and K naught bar. These 2 members are a family. This family contains only 2 members. First thing is finding average charge. How to find average charge? Charge of first element, charge of second element divided by total number of elements. Here total number of elements is 2. What is the charge of first element? -1. What is the charge of second element? 0. This 0 indicates it has no charge, divided by 2. So what is the average charge? -1 by 2. And I ask you to calculate I3 value. So I3 is equal to Q minus Q bar. This Q I am going to find for K minus, right? So this Q is -1. one more minus is here. Look properly. One more minus is here, and average charge is also minus. So I will get minus 1 plus 1 by 2. This is equal to minus 1 by 2. These things you have learned already in 6th, 7th standard. Why you people are making mistake in these silly things? In MSc level, should I teach all these things? This basic algebra. I feel like I am teaching to 6th, 7th standard students. Some of you have given answers like 0, minus 1, and minus 3 by 2, minus 1 by 2. How did you get these kind of values? You people made mistake in this silly thing, right? Okay. Any doubt in calculating IT values? Anyone is having doubt in calculating third component of isospin? So please, I will give you the last example. Everyone must answer correctly. What is the isospin value for this family? K plus and K naught. Take your time and give me the correct answers. Everybody must give correct answer.
Guys, this is not a race, okay? Just go through the previous things and calmly write down in your notebooks and try out so that there won't be a mistake. You are trying in urgent, I think, to reply fast. That is not needed. நீங்க நிதானமாவே பண்ணலாம், அது பிரச்சனை கிடையாது.
Okay. So I got good response. Thank you so much. If you respond correctly, I will get some interest to teach. So now I will tell you the trick. You need not to do all these calculations. You need not to make mistakes. Straight away, if I give you the trick, you won't make mistakes and you will not learn. That's why I asked you to find. So I'll tell you. Okay. So if we consider delta family, what is the isospin for this delta family? 3 by 2, right? Since it has 4 members, I am asking about I. I will write here. So I is 3 by 2, right? And this family contains delta plus plus, delta plus, delta naught, delta minus. 4 members, right? The member which has highest charge will get highest third component of isospin value. Remaining one just reduced by 1. 3 by 2 minus 1 will get 1 by 2. Again minus 1. 1 by 2 minus 1 minus 1 by 2. Again minus 1 by 2 minus 1 minus 3 by 2. So the third component of isospin values will vary like this. It is a 4 members family, then isospin value is 3 by 2. Then third component of isospin value will vary like this. The member which has highest charge, highest positive charge will get highest positive value, here 3 by 2. Then the second member you have to subtract it by 1. 3 by 2 minus 1, here 3 by 2 minus 2, 3 by 2 minus 3. Is it clear now? Similarly, I will tell you for other families also. If I consider sigma family, isospin value is 1, right? And the sigma family contains sigma plus, sigma naught, sigma minus. So for I3 values, since it is highest charge, it will get plus 1. And I have to subtract by 1. So 1 minus 1. And sigma minus will get minus 1. Since we will write here 1 minus 2. Okay. If 3 members are there in a family, then isospin value is 1. Then I3 value will vary like this. Plus 1, 0, minus 1. The member which has highest positive charge will get highest positive I3 value. And the next member, we have to reduce it by 1. Similarly, we have to do. And for proton and neutron, isospin value is 1 by 2, right? So I3 values, it will get 1 by 2. For neutron, it will get minus 1 by 2. How did we get this? 1 by 2 minus 1. Then what is the I3 value for omega minus? I3 value for omega minus. In sigma particle, you wrote 1 minus 2. Okay. See, we have to reduce 1 by 1. If first particle, the particle which has highest charge, you have to take that value as positive. Since I spin value is plus 1, you write that plus 1 here. The next particle, you have to reduce it by 1. So I wrote 1 minus 1. And sigma minus, again, you have to reduce it by 1. So 1 minus 2. I think you can refer here. Step by step, you have to reduce. Put 1 minus 2 instead of 0 minus 1. No, I am reducing from the starting value, initial value. Okay, see here, I think you will better to look at this delta. What is the isospin value? 3 by 2. I am reducing, I wrote 3 by 2 as it is for first particle. For the second particle, I am reducing by 1. For the third particle, I am reducing by 2. Fourth particle, reducing by 3. In the same way, I am doing here. First particle will get the I3 value as same as isospin. For the second particle, I need to reduce it by 1. And third particle by 2. but I understand that you will reduce sigma plus I3 value to minus 1. Okay. Still, if you have any doubt, better to unmute your mic and ask, because I'm not able to understand the question in the chat box. Okay. Anyone having doubt in calculating I and I3 values for the particles? I have not written I3 value for all the particles. I hope you have understood and you can follow this way. Just reducing one by one. The first particle, the particle which has highest charge, you have to write the isospin value as it is. And the next particle you have to reduce by 1. And then 2. And then 3. The same way I have done here. The highest particle, the particle which has highest charge, will get the isospin value as it is, then subtract it by 1 and subtract it by 2. That was my question. I3 of omega particle. How many of you find out the I3 value of omega particle, omega minus?
Yes, Muthukumar, if you have any doubt, you can unmute and ask.
Okay. So I think I got 4 to 5 correct answers. I3 value of omega minus particle is 0. Okay. You can use this formula or the trick I told. Okay, assume you are using this formula. Average charge is equal to charge of the omega. I mean omega minus. So both the things will get cancelled. You will get 0. Omega minus. Someone has asked. Okay, I will do that also. Omega minus, how to find I3 value? Q minus Q bar. It is a one member family, so average charge is minus 1. Charge of its particle is also minus 1. Minus of minus 1. I will get minus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 0. So I3 value of omega minus is 0. And it is applicable for lambda naught and eta naught also. Wherever one member family is there, then isospin and third component of isospin is 0. If two member family is there, isospin value is 1 by 2, and the member which has highest positive charge will get plus 1 by 2. The member which has lowest charge will get minus 1 by 2. Yeah. So I will write here how the values will get. One by 2 minus 1 by 2, 1 0 minus 1, 3 by 2, 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 3 by 2. Okay, so you can note down here itself. If I is like this, then I3 values will vary like this. You can put the value as it is there in the family. If you are familiar with this family members, you can straight away substitute. sigma plus star, same thing. See that star indicates it's another kind of particle. You need not to worry about that star. Okay, you have to consider this plus. This plus will tell you the charge of sigma plus star is +1 and do the remaining things. Otherwise, you can straight away follow this one. See, if a family has one member, then its isospin and third component of isospin is 0. The family has two members, then its isospin value is 1/2. This 1/2 is same for all the members in the family. All the two members, both the members will get +1/2 only. But in the case of I3, the member which has highest positive charge will get +1/2. The next one will get -1/2. In the case of 3 members family, here how many 3 members family are there? Sigma plus star family is there, sigma family is there, and pi family is there. So in 3 members family, the I value is same for isospin value is same for all the members, whereas I3 value will differ, and the member which has highest positive charge will get +1, and we have to reduce it by 1. Just look at the order. This pi plus will get +1, pi naught will get 0, pi minus will get -1. Similarly, here sigma plus will get +1, sigma naught 0, sigma minus -1. Here also. If you are familiar with this isospin and third component of isospin, I will give you some interaction, ask you to calculate. Or shall I randomly ask to find I3 values? Okay, it's better to give. So I'm going to give you questions. If you have any doubts, please ask me now itself. Don't make mistakes while solving that question. Whatever doubts you are having, ask me now itself.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, actually, you said that I3 value for one particle in the sense it will be same in the sense you have told, sir.
Yes.
But for omega minus, I3 value is 0, sir. But
Yes.
it will be same for lambda naught and eta naught, sir. It will differ, no, sir. But because the charge there is 0, but in the omega minus it is -1, no, sir. So
That's
how it
what.
will be
Okay.
identical, sir?
Once again, how to?
That's it, sir. The charge you have charge is different for that lambda naught and eta naught when compared to omega minus, no, sir. So how the I3 value for all these three one particle will be identical, sir?
Okay. So if you substitute the formula, you will understand. I think I have done with omega minus, right? I have
Yes, sir.
calculated I3 value for omega minus. It is better
Yes,
you
sir.
can, if you calculate I3 value for eta naught, what will you get? What is the formula to calculate I3? Q minus Q bar. Here Q is also 0, Q bar is also 0, right? 0 minus 0 is 0. Are you able to understand?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's clear, sir. Thank you.
So you need not to worry about the charge. If only one member is there in the family, then definitely I and I3 value is 0, irrespective of the charge. So any other doubt? No, this isospin exists only for hadrons, not leptons. Isospin and third component of isospin exists only for hadrons, not leptons. So take 5 minutes and refer all the I and I3 values for all the particles. Now, after 5 minutes, I will give you some interactions and ask you to find whether I and I3 is conserved or not. So please be familiar with the particles and its isospin values.
Okay, guys, I have a few questions for you all in this break time. Kindly respond. First one is I haven't your contact of few of the participants in this training program. Uh, if you are interested for the complete training program, you can respond me privately or publicly, whatever if you are comfortable with. Because we don't have your contact, so we are unable to contact you for these kind of informations. And those who have joined today, this is a 5 days training program, free training program, and we are going to organize a complete CSIR net physics training program from next week onwards. It's a completely paid training program. The fee for that is 7,500 for the total 6 months course, as well as tests, everything included. If you are interested, those who joined today and those who haven't registered yet, or the others can also reply. For people, uh, those who have already registered, we have contact of you, and we have already contacted everyone about this yesterday. So for all who are not yet contacted by us, we are not having your contact, so kindly reply. This would help us a lot. நீங்கள் ப்ரைவேட்டாக ரிப்ளை பண்ணாலும் ஓகே தான், இல்லை ஜென்ரலாக ரிப்ளை பண்ணாலும் ஓகே தான். ஸோ எங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷனுக்காக தான் இது. வி ஆர் நாட் ஃபோர்ஸிங் எனி ஒன். I have asked the people those எங்ககிட்ட காண்டாக்ட் இல்லாத மூலியமாக வந்துட்டு நான் ப்ரைவேட்டாக டெக்ஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். செக் பண்ணிவிட்டு உங்களுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருந்துச்சுன்னா நீங்கள் ப்ரைவேட்டாகவே ரிப்ளை பண்ணலாம். ஸோ கைண்ட்லி பண்ண வேணாம் அப்படின்னு ஃபீல் பண்ணுறேன். அவ்வளோ.
Okay, have you gone through this I and I3 values? Are you ready to find out conservation law for a given interaction? You need to find all the conservation laws, starting from charge to third component of isostate. Just give your answer like Q conserved, baryon number conserved or not conserved, like this. It's enough. So first question. Okay, so find out all the conservation laws. Charge, Lepton number, baryon number, isospin, third component of isospin. Just give your answer like 1, 2, C. If it is conserved, then put C. If it is not conserved, then NC. Lepton number, conserved or not conserved. Baryon number, isospin, third component of isospin. I hope you are doing. don't get any. Or else you can unmute your mic and give me the answer. Shall I ask you to unmute and ask the question? Okay, that's all. Okay, I will. First, we are going to find the charge. Charge of proton +1. Charge of neutron 0. Minus. Cascade minus is there, so -1. Here +1. Here also +1. So I am getting 1 equal to 1. So charge is conserved. And the left hand number, there is no left hand. So it is conserved. And baryon number. Proton is a baryon. Neutron is a baryon. Cascade minus is a baryon. K plus. This is not a baryon, this is a mean substance. So sigma plus is a baryon. So baryon number is also conserved. And let's come to the I. How to find I? I told you already. I spin value is same for um, all the members in a family. Proton belongs to two-member family. So if it is two-member family, then it will be 1 by 2. Similarly, neutron also plus 1 by 2. And let's come to cascade minus. This is also two-member family. So 1 by 2 plus this is also two members 1 by 2. And this is sigma plus three-member family. If it is three-member family, it will be 1. So let's check. 1 is equal to 2. Isospin is not conserved. And I3 for proton it is 1 by 2. For neutron minus 1 by 2. This is two members family. Cascade minus is there. So it will become minus 1 by 2. Sigma plus it will become plus K plus. For K plus it will be plus 1 by 2 and sigma plus 1. So what I am getting 0 gives 1. So I3 is also not conserved. I don't know how many of you understand this one. I'll give you one more example for I and I3 only. Okay, don't worry. I will give you one more example.
Anna,
Yes.
explain me for cascade minus alone separately because I'm little confused.
What do you want about cascade minus?
The I3 value.
Okay. What are the elements are there in cascade family?
Cascade 0 and cascade minus.
What I told you about I3. How to give values. Which
I3 Q
member will...
minus Q bar.
No, forget about that. How
Then
to... Which particle is having highest charge? Cascade not or cascade minus?
cascade not.
So you have to assume plus 1 by 2 for cascade not and minus 1 by 2 for cascade minus.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I will give you one.
Thank you.
I will give you one more example. You need not to find all the quantum number, sorry, conservation laws. Now I will explain how to find isospin for this one. Since lambda naught is a one member family, for a one member family, isospin value is 0. K plus belongs to two members family. For two members family, isospin value is 1 by 2. K minus also belongs to two member family. For this also 1 by 2. So I am getting 0, 1, which is not conserved. And let's come to I3. I3 for lambda naught is 0. If it is belongs to one member family, there won't be any I and I3 value. That is, I mean that I and I3 value for one member family is 0. And let's come to K plus. This family contains K plus and K naught. The member which has highest positive charge will get highest I value. So here it will get plus 1 by 2. And K minus. This K minus family contains K minus and K naught bar. In that family, K naught bar is highest charge. So that particle will get plus 1 by 2. So K minus will get minus 1 by 2. I am getting 0 equal to 0. So I3 is conserved. Is it clear? Okay, I will explain one more.
So K minus is highest charge, no? Plus 1 by 2, no?
Minus K minus negative 0 persa minus 1 persa.
There are only two plus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, no?
Yes. Okay,
So
this wait, I'll tell you. K minus and K naught bar, right? These are the members in that family. If two members are there, then isospin is 1 by 2. Then how to find I3? The member which has highest positive charge will get plus 1 by 2. The member which has highest lowest charge will get minus 1 by 2. Okay? Just
okay.
minus is there, here 0 is there. Which is greater? 0 is greater. So for K naught bar, we have to substitute 1 by 2. K minus minus 1 by 2.
Okay, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
So take down this. I'm going to find I and I3. If you are interested, you can find Q and LB also. Two members family, if it is belongs to two member family, then I is equal to 1 by 2. Proton again 1 by 2. K plus, this is also belongs to two members family. So 1 by 2. Sigma plus 3 members 1. Let's check. Here I am getting 1, but here 3 by 2. It's not considered. And I3 for since it has highest positive charge. Similarly, you have also 1 by 2. K plus, it will get I3 1 by 2. Sigma plus 1. So it start concept. So am I clear to you? I'll give you few more questions. Find I and I3. You want to put one. Just find I and I3. You need to find all the. Give me the answer for third question. For proton, isospin is 1 by 2. Neutron also 1 by 2. One member family, so 0. Here 1. It is conserved. And I3, proton plus 1 by 2. Neutron minus 1 by 2. Here 0. sigma plus 1, 3-member family, and it has a highest positive charge plus 1. So if I look 0 plus 1, it is not considered. And for fifth one, 2 members family, or 2 members family, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 3 members family, 1, 2 members family, 1 by 2. So this is not considered. In left hand side I am getting 1, but the right hand side 2. So this is not considered. And for I3, 2-member family has highest positive charge plus 1 by 2. This also plus 1 by 2. And here proton is there plus 1 by 2. Sigma plus belongs to 3 members family and it has highest positive charge. So plus 1. K minus 2 members family and lowest charge. So minus 1 by 2. What I am getting? Left hand side 1, right hand side also 1. So I3 is considered. How many of you got this answer? I think most of you have got right answer. So I'll give you some homework. You can find all the conservation laws except a strangeness. I will take a strange tomorrow. If a lepton is present, you have to find out lepton number, conservation of lepton number. There is no lepton, no lepton. Take down these 4 questions and find conservation law for these 4 interactions. If you have any doubt in finding these conservation laws, or I think I have teach isospin and third component of isospin today. If you have any doubt in that, you can ask me now. take them these questions and try to find all the conservation. I've done the homework. I'm very happy. So in tomorrow's class, we will discuss about the last conservation, that is how to check strangeness of interaction, and we will discuss about how to identify whether interaction is allowed or not. If it is allowed, then what type of interaction is this? Whether that is a strong interaction or weak interaction or electromagnetic interaction. So these kind of things we will discuss in tomorrow's class. And of course, we will solve some previous year questions also.
ஓகே கைஸ், இதோட செஷன்ஸ் வந்துட்டு இன்னைக்கு க்ளோஸ் ஆகுது. அண்ட் ஒன் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் நோட்டீஸ், வி ஹேவ் ஃபவுண்ட் சம் ஹேவ் ட்ரை டு மால் ப்ராக்டிஸ் இன் தி ஸ்காலர்ஷிப் டெஸ்ட். நாங்கள் இதை ப்ராஃபிட்காக ட்ரை பண்ணல. நீங்கள் வந்துட்டு இப்போது யூவி அகாடமிலேயே ஜாயின் பண்ணாலும் இதே ஆன்லைன் கோர்ஸ் வந்து உங்களுக்கு 30,000 அவங்க சார்ஜ் பண்ணுறாங்க வித்தவுட் ஈவன் அ சிங்கிள் கன்செஷன். அண்ட் அவங்க இவ்வளோ பேசிக்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு டீச் பண்ணுவாங்களான்னு தெரியாது. நீங்கள் வந்துட்டு ட்ராவல் பண்ணி போகணும் நார்த்துக்கு, அகாடமிஸ் இந்த மாதிரி எக்ஸாமுக்கு ஜாயின் பண்ணணும்னா. ஸோ நீங்கள் நிறைய இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணணும். நாங்கள் அதெல்லாம் ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணலாம் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு நல்ல தாட்டில் இதை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். பட் வி ஆர் ஸோ டிசப்பாயிண்டட் வித் தீஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி வந்துட்டு இனிமேல் ட்ரை பண்ணாதீங்க. இஃப் சம் ஒன் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் டு ஜாயின் த ஃபுல் டேர்ம் கோர்ஸ், கைண்ட்லி கான்டாக்ட் அஸ். தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் யுவர் பேஷன் லிசனிங். We will see you tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.